Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back to Talking Religion. Today we are looking at this opinion or talking point by some of black people that believe that Jesus was a black man. I want to look at the full picture, because sometimes when people talk about religion, all we see is the emotions, how they feel. Sometimes they forget to do some research and look at historical records, which is very important. It can't just be a religion of faith, blind faith. But sometimes we happen within our people, our African people. Some people follow religion blindly without doing some research or even having any evidence that backs their religion up. They just jump into religion, and sometimes when you talk religion with our people, it's kind of fighting. It's like fighting. So, but today we are talking about was Jesus Christ a black man? Jesus was a historical figure that was born in Bethlehem, Judea, according to the Bible. Recently I heard people talking about Putin have said that Jesus was a black man. And some of our people start to, jump on that, on what Putin said. But I don't know why people should follow someone like Putin in terms of religion. Some of our people, I don't know how they think sometimes. How can you appeal to Putin to back up your claim? Putin wasn't there 2,000 years ago, more than 2,000 years ago when Jesus was on earth. So everything he says is his opinion. I'm not saying that he's wrong or he's right. But when we talk about Jesus, we have to remember one thing. We don't have a picture or a template or even a monument that was built when Jesus was around, so that we can look at these pictures or this painting or monument, not painting, but monument, and see how Jesus looked like. So Jesus can look like anything. But people pay more attention to, especially some of our black people, pay more attention to what Jesus looked like instead of paying more attention to his commandments and his teachings. In terms of Christianity, because some of our people that has, they maintain this talking point about Jesus being a black man. The reason why I believe they are doing this is that they believe that, because Jesus was popular, was a good man, that, that they have somebody like that have to be a black person, that, because black people, we are generally good, more than any, I can say more than any other race, we are the best in the world in terms of, how we love other groups, other races. We are the best, we love everyone. We love the Japanese, the Europeans, the Asians, the Arabs. We welcome everyone. And no other race in the world does that. But in the issue of Jesus being black, because when you look at the Israelites, when you look at Abraham, Moses, all these figures we see, we see in Old Testament Bible, we know that They are not in habit, they are not in habit of building or representing a figure. Because if they were in habits of representing a figure, they would have like a statue of David, King David, or even Jesus. They would have a statue of Jesus or something that can be, when you look at that stuff, the stuff, you're gonna see Jesus there. But the Jewish people, they don't do that. I don't know, maybe because they believe that if you have anything that resembles maybe one of their maybe one of their high priests or their kings or someone, a figure, an important figure in Judaism or among the Israelites, people might go extra miles to worship those figures, those statues. Maybe that's why. So, but these are people that maintain this talking point about Jesus being a black person. Always say that the Europeans, they know that Jesus was a black, but they just covered it. Use a white man to be white Jesus. They called it. But they forget that Jesus' representation is just an art. It's not. There's no particular picture you're gonna look and say this is Jesus, because even if you bring all this painting about Jesus, they have you can see the differences. And the only reason why the West, when they received Christianity, when the artists started painting Jesus as white, was because what they see when you're an artist, you look at your environment, you try to represent what you see in your environment. They look at their people, they want to represent Jesus in their people. There's nothing wrong about that. The same thing in Africa. Even now in Africa, people have woken up that no one is preventing them from representing Jesus as a black man, because I'll show you some clips or pictures. You see this past Easter, how Africans, represented Jesus on the cross. And it's not only in Africa, even if you go to the Philippines, they don't go and bring a white man and put on the cross. They bring one of their people. The same thing in Africa these days, they go and they represent Jesus' crucifixion, and they put their people, the African person, on the cross. But there's nothing wrong about that. You can do that. But the problem of our people is that even if we started representing Jesus as a black man, some of our people would throw those pictures away. Because the idea is that, Jesus is a white person. Even the white people doesn't even say that Jesus is a white person. I've seen a white person that will tell you that Jesus is not a white person, it's not a European. It was Middle Eastern. And the stuff about people that talk about Jesus, that Jesus is a black person, I don't see them, they don't go further to say that Jesus was an African. I don't know why. If you're going to say that Jesus is a black man, why can't you say that Jesus is an African? There's nothing wrong about that. Because even in terms of Christianity, there's black people mentioned in the early Christian. We have Ethiopian Enoch. So you see, we can know that one definitely is a black person, and he was converted to Christianity, which means he was one of the early Christians, Africans. So, but the issue of the identity of Jesus, I don't think Jesus wants us to know his identity, like his color, because if he wanted us to know about his color, he would have left something for us to show. But I don't think it's important, but people think it's important to know the color of Jesus. It's not important. For me, it's not important because anywhere, any person, Jesus can be any color, and they still be Jesus. And even people that saying Putin said Jesus, even when I was in Africa, we have something like we call Black Madonna. Yeah, the mother, the Virgin Mary, the mother of Jesus, as a black woman, represented as a black woman. So it's not new, you know. We can represent Jesus as an African or a black man. There's no problem about it. But the problem is that our people will not even accept Jesus as a black man. That's the problem. Because when the Europeans came to some part of Africa to bring Christianity to some part of Africa, they bring the painting of Jesus that resemble their people. And because our people that brought their religion first to them is Europeans, they still maintain that pictures, which there's nothing wrong about it. But even now, we can start changing those pictures and put it as a black person. There's nothing wrong about it if we do it. And we can only see that when we started putting these pictures of black people as Jesus, and if the white people came and said, no, it's not true, or sort of challenge it, that's when we're going to know there's some agenda there. You know what I mean? But there's no agenda there. We can represent Jesus in any color, as an Indian, as a Mexican, as Chinese. I don't have a problem with that. And if you have a problem with that, there's something wrong somewhere, because we don't know no one. Because if you say that Jesus is a black person, what's evidence do you have to say about to say he's a black person? Or if you say that Jesus is a white person, no evidence. Because for you to prove that, you have to bring a picture. You have to bring something, you know, a picture of Jesus, you know, so that we see what you're saying. So if not, you're just your opinion. So people should chill out about the call of Jesus and listen to his commandments and obey it. I think that's the important stuff. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.